whoever the president decides to send to this protest will say a lot about how the president views this matter. And I look forward to seeing who that person will be. But it's obvious that the protesters are there. The police barricade is working. It would seem they're pushing back the human police barricade that has been done there. And that's quite unfortunate, as we are seeing, because this protest, like you said before, has been peaceful all throughout. I see the police spraying something in there, obviously trying to control the crowd. But clearly, the crowd that got there first have broken the police human barricade. They have pushed it back a little, if not broken it completely. But the police are on top of the issues. They're pushing them back. There's someone on the floor. I believe that person is injured.
Yes, the person has just been sprayed with something and certainly a discomfort.
Very well. So I mean, let's find out what exactly is happening. People are still going beyond the barricade now, the metal barricade, it would seem. Samani, tell us what is going on.
Samani, unfortunately, we cannot hear you clearly. If you could maybe turn off the AirPods so we can hear directly from the mobile device. However, we can see what you are showing us right on our screens. So if that is done...
It's very noisy here.
Great.
I do not think that you would hear me without the AirPods, but...
We can hear you fine.
Between the demonstrators and the police units trying to get to where the barricade, unfortunately, to where one of the members missiles, and so it is going on again. Protest, as you can see your shots. I do not know why she's trying to cross the barricade.
This is a really sad spectacle for a protest that has been peaceful all throughout.
I have been hit.
I
have been hit in their flying missiles. Their flying missiles. It is getting out of hand right now. I do not know. There's this gentleman. They are flying missiles. As you can see, it is. Oh no.
Well, Samani says that missiles
what started off to be a rather peaceful demonstration is becoming very chaotic. Missiles are being thrown back and forth, but some of the protesters are asking for calm and for cool heads to prevail. I do not know what's going on. I think leadership would just get in right now. And so the police are also in their riot formation, trying to restore law and order here. But so far, it seems that calm heads are going to prevail. They are trying to talk to them. I see Bernard Mona trying to speak to some of the demonstrators. But yeah, that's what you see in your shot right now. That's what's happening right now. I think they are calling for reinforcements. A lot more men are coming in. And so we're still here.
Emmanuel Samani there reporting from within the police barricades there. He tells us that there's been a standoff between
I think they're trying to get into,
and some protesters.
trying to make their concerns heard. And they were only trying to get to the barricade, but members of the FPU actually, started using pepper spray in a bid to, deter them from crossing over into the barricade. And so we are seeing how things are going to go. A senior officer is asking the riot police to calm down, to cool down. And so we're seeing how things unfold here.
Emmanuel, we hear from your voice how tense things are over there. Emmanuel mentioned that things were being thrown from the crowd. We saw in that camera capture that a stone had been thrown from the crowd towards the police. We also saw the police try to control the crowd with pepper spray, which I believe led to the gentleman we saw earlier on the ground. He tells us that the police has come, so the people, you know, some of the protesters are appealing to others to keep the calm. He says that they were only trying to reach the barricade.
Calm is being restored. There are no more missiles being flown at each other, but the demonstrators are angry. There are a lot more reinforcements, for the human war. Interesting times ahead. I see the MP for Keta. Let me try and get in touch with the MP for Keta.
The challenge.
Well, yeah.
Well, Emmanuel Samani is our man on the ground with those live images. Unfortunately, we seem to be having a few technical hitches here and there, but I'm sure you'll get a sense of what's happening. I think the challenge was that when the demonstrators got there, there was a first line of human wall, the police human wall. They wanted to stop them, but the protesters wanted to get to the metal barricade. So that was where the confrontation started from. So the human police officers had to now retreat and go behind the officers with a shield. And so at least now that the protesters are close to the metal barricade, it gives a sense that some semblance of calm is returning to the area. And it is unfortunate that we do not have the leaders of the demonstrators actually being the first to get there. So that is why we seem to be recording this kind of confrontation. But at least, like Samani indicated, relative calm or reasonable calm is returning. And we hope it stays this way and the petition presented.
Indeed. And Martin, just a quick reminder to our viewers, you're seeing live pictures from the end point of the demonstration around Christ the King Church. And obviously, the protesters are still engaging the police. We're looking forward to seeing the convener and how he will, you know, rein in his people and speak to the police and have things completely calm over there. But if you're watching us, you're live on TV3, perhaps on Facebook and 3news.com. If you're on radio, is 3FM 92.7. This is our extensive coverage of the Hands Off Our Hotels demonstration. Again, let's take our people to the ground and have a feel of things happening there. Take a look.
Wait and see.
In this Ghana, if we don't exercise this government, it will get to a point whereby we need to be begging. Because where Ghana is reaching, where Ghana is reaching, we are here because of them. These same people we are fighting for, they are spraying pepper spray. There was a woman who just fell ill. She was just rushed to the hospital. Something needs to be done about this. Something needs to be done about this. When we are
Right, so on your screens, we just brought you very live images from the end point of the demonstration, where finally the protesters have arrived, and from an initial hitch, clearly there seems to be relative calm now. So I'm sure they are all waiting for the leadership or the conveners. You can see Samani in your shot as well. He was updating us as regards how they got there, what had gone on before the protesters got there, and now that there seems to be some understanding between both sides, we hope that it would stay this way until the bulletin, or at least it comes to some kind of finality. Marina is our man who's been following you speaking. Let's listen to it.
In your shots now, it does appear that tempers have calmed a bit. Tempers have calmed a bit, and if you look, you don't feel like. If you look towards this direction, you see stones and other things that have been thrown this way, which was the initial misunderstanding that ensued between the police and then the demonstrators. But at this particular point in time, it does appear that there is all calm in relation to this. Some of the leadership of the protesters have managed to make their way through the barricaded area, where the expectation is that they will proceed and present their petition. Members of parliament, membership of Arise Ghana and the likes. We seek to find out what the arrangement is right now from the leadership of the protesters, but there still appears to be some negotiation currently ongoing between some of the other individuals who are still stuck behind. But let's try and pick thoughts from some of the leadership of the protests in relation to what it is that we've seen over the last few minutes. Pepper spray was being used by the police to disperse the crowd. We've seen all of that come to a standstill now. It does appear that the police is large and in charge in terms of exactly what is happening at this particular point in time. And it does appear that tempers are calming at this particular point in time as well in relation to what is happening. I got the indication that they're asking that the Wulamo of the Ghana traditional area as well joins them in this particular place, and then they can proceed to get an understanding as to how the petition will be presented onto the representatives from the presidency. But we will right now seek to also get an understanding from the Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa as to what the arrangement is going forward. Honorable, just briefly, what's the arrangement? You've been able to make it through from the police's barricaded area. Is it the expectation that a team from the presidency will be coming up here to meet you and the petition you have for them?
Absolutely. But first of all, let me condemn what the police did. This is a peaceful march. Our people have conducted themselves so well. Look at the thousands who poured out. There were no issues, no violence. Nobody came here with a weapon. Why do you fire tear gas at innocent civilians, helpless and hapless? Now, as we speak, we've had to rush a few to the hospital. If anything happens to our fellow citizens, the police hierarchy will pay for it. They will be held accountable. We condemn what they have done, and we want to tell them that their duty is to protect us. They cannot take the law into their own hands and intimidate innocent citizens, helpless and hapless citizens who are only performing their civic duties. They shouldn't try that again. Now we expect that the police will comport themselves and that the representatives from the presidency will come and receive the petition. If you even look at where this barricade has been mounted, they have shown bad faith. Everybody knows that we were to terminate at Christ the King. Is this Christ the King? Well, what really are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? If you are doing a good job, you are carrying out your mandate, you are not looting the people's assets, why should you be afraid if citizens want to pay you a visit and only present a petition? But we don't want to be confrontational. We will wait for them to come and receive the petition at this point.
You say the police have exhibited bad faith in terms of where you were supposed to terminate the protest, and that perhaps might have been the reason why the individuals were moving to the Christ the King Center. And you say
exactly. Everybody knows that's the instruction we gave them at the beginning of the march, that we are marching towards the Jubilee House. The police says we should terminate at Christ the King. Is this Christ the King? This is not Christ the King. This is the Cocoa Research Guest House Junction. Christ the King is ahead. What are they afraid of?
What possible reasons?
And then when you have taken civilians by surprise, you decide to fire tear gas at them. We will inquire into this matter further, and certainly the police hierarchy will be dragged to Parliament. They would have to answer for what they have done, because we have done our part. We have been very peaceful. We have not breached any regulation. We have followed the route diligently, meticulously. So why this surprise? Why terminate prematurely? And why fire tear gas? And now, as we speak, we've had to rush a number of people to the hospital. They better pray that there are no casualties.
And for now, you say you're waiting for the delegation which will come through from the presidency. What happens if nobody comes here?
We will keep waiting. We have the energy to wait all day. They have to come and receive the petition. And our understanding is that they informed the police hierarchy that they will be sending reps to come receive the petition. So we'll wait for them. Have
you got any notification from the police as to the correspondence between themselves and the presidency?
They only told us that when they terminate us at the Christ the King Church, they will invite the president's representatives in the Jubilee House to come for the petition. So we are law-abiding citizens, and we are waiting for them. We don't know who they are sending, and I don't talk to anybody in the Jubilee House. So we are waiting for them to come and receive the petition.
Any days here, but do we know which hospital these persons have been taken to?
Yes, I have put a team on it, and after the demonstration, we'll be going to visit them. I suspect that the closest hospital will be 37, and so they are likely to be there. But I am only making an intelligent guess, because I just told them to rush them to the nearest hospital. When we are done with the presentation of the petition, I will promptly go to the hospital. I'll follow up with the team and go and visit them. I hope that they are okay and nothing happens to them.
Thank you very much. That's the Honourable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, who says that they are displeased with the action of the police. They will drag them before Parliament to answer questions as to why force has been used, because this is not the point of termination for this particular protest. And yet still, the police has decided to terminate the demonstration here. For now, like you heard him mention, they are still awaiting the delegation from the Jubilee House, which will come and receive the petition in relation to everything that's been transpired. But it's peace and calm now. My colleague Emmanuel Samani, he was on hand to provide the details as to what really transpired. And so we're still quite a few meters away from the Christ the King area, where the protest is expected to have originally terminated. That did not happen. And so from the indication, the interaction with Mr. Okudzeto Ablakwa, the protesters insisted on moving towards the termination point, which had been communicated to them, and it resulted in the scuffle and the firing of the pepper spray, the use of the pepper spray, amongst other things. There's a farm police unit truck, the water cannon truck, all stationed here at this particular point in relation to what is going to happen right now. We'll seek to get an understanding a bit more from a number of the leadership of the NDC as well, who've been present here all through. Pick thoughts as to reaction in relation to everything that's transpired up until this particular point in time. But it still is the hands of our demonstration by the Norton MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. We can take a listen to what he's been telling the media as well.
A day for the people of Ghana to speak. and for the day for Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia and the whole collectivity of insensitive, corrupt bunch that they are to actually face the music. So that an example is set once and all for this country.
Okay. Finally, there was a near scuffle between the protesters and the police charged to use the pepper spray. What do you make of that?
Unfortunate because, what it is we want is simply, we are not having a problem at all with the police. They are at the very end of the lot of the suffering themselves. So our point is no, we don't have an issue at all with the police. We have an issue with those who are literally milking the country dry. So it's unfortunate that such a thing happened, but I'm happy that calm has been restored.
Thank you. During the commissioning of the Law House in Accra says that...
And so that's Fifi Fiabikwete. He is the General Secretary of the NDC, seeking to answer questions in relation to the President's recent comments. We can take a listen to what answers he's been providing.
Is the President any more credible at all? Does anybody actually take this President any serious any longer? A President who actually can oversee a situation where somebody that he himself appointed as special prosecutor, and that person actually comes out to say that he, the President, is the one who is supervising corruption. A President who hands out of office the Auditor General, using all kinds of flimsy excuses. Does this President have any credibility when it comes to issues of corruption? I don't think any Ghanaian want to take this President serious at all. He clearly has proven not to have any credibility. He has supervised over the most corrupt group in the history of our country. He has not just supervised, they actually encourage them, including his own children. His own children have become beneficiaries of things. Not far away from here, one of his daughters owns some restaurant that she would never have dreamed of owning just a few years ago in opposition. Today, she's able to own that. And that's the President. So, what do you expect from him?
How do you respond to...
Right then, that's Fifi Fiabikwete. The traditional authorities are seeking libation again. Let's get details of that.
Bibi ka uji kameni go wole fenyi ba ya ko nenu kani bua enya mineshi wo na gadambe ka NDC ametamulu akola wo sipon ya kata ahon wo japade yi mena wo international traffic ahon individuals ajala min Bola polyclinic kwa shikonema. Bwakwe airport. Afolo shikon hanye. Womba. Nuwaka wuloba president. Neye wasane hawo. Police hu ka pepper spray ka tear gas. Wo belu ko ba kenyi. Wo donyi hawo de mawaji. Efia ninye dumotu na ne. Tu ehonye. Tu honye. Ni kante keche ehonye. Nebiawo. Ale no wo dulo won ba to wo sajana ne ka kokoko wo bel ko ba kenyi wo si wo sani ha wo koleje ka si kon si bi ame ya wo to alo manya ba
So that's the La Wulomo Ni Yemo Bruni, who's been pouring libation again, raising again the concern of the sale of land, and also expressing disdain at the use of pepper spray on the protesters. And so it's all calm now in entirety for what we have witnessed. We get the indication that ACP Swaraj says that he reached out to a government delegation,
the minority because
government delegation is coming, and so we are waiting the delegation which will make its way here. The Ododio MP Nilante Vanderpoy as well is sharing a few thoughts. Take a listen to what he's been saying.
We, the living today, are ready to fight life and death to preserve it.
Because this is a crime being, so we don't expect them to solid. Because what?
They came from the presidency.
They are who?
I don't know. Such disrespect. They even send people we don't know.
And so we're still live on TV3, providing details for you in relation to the protest as it's been happening all through here on TV3 and 3FM. So we will proceed and provide details for you. But as it is the case right now, the case is that they are seeking to have the government reps come through with a receipt of the petition by the organizers of the demonstration, and then it all can come to an end here. We get the indication as well that they are on their way, because from communication with ACP Suraj, who's here, that indication is that the government delegation is here. You heard Samuel Okudzeto Blackwell speak and make the point that they are going to wait for as long as it takes them in relation to this particular protest. And so that continues to be the case. And it's been an interesting bit of exercise up until this point, where we saw the scuffles erupt and the police being forced to use pepper spray on some of the protesters. But that continues to be the scene here. And originally the concern has been the point of termination of this particular protest. They make the argument that the protest was supposed to have been terminated at the Christ the King Church. That's not happened. And so bad faith has been exhibited by officials of the Ghana Police Service. But what if the crux of the matter, the entire reason why people are out on the streets today, the 18th of June, 2024? A simple case of